Please help to me reach 1,000 subscribers. I never imagined that a single conversation could unravel my entire life. Yet here I am, replaying every detail, trying to understand how everything went so horribly wrong. It began with what seemed like nothing, just a passing comment. Claire and I had been married nearly 8 years. We weren't perfect, but we always found common ground, always managed to stitch things back together when life pulled us apart. Our routine was steady, our intimacy familiar, predictable, comforting in its own quiet way. One evening, as we sat together on the couch sharing a bottle of wine, Claire looked at me with a playful glint in her eyes. "I've been thinking," she said, sounding almost mischievous. I smiled cautiously. "Thinking about what?" She hesitated for only a moment before dropping a suggestion that stopped my heart in its tracks. "I was talking to Sarah, her identical twin sister, and we wondered what would happen if she pretended to be me for a night." For a moment I honestly thought she was joking. "Wait, what?" I said, laughing nervously. But Claire wasn't laughing. She was dead serious. "Come." Almost excited. "We look nearly the same," she continued. "We've joked about it for years. Could be fun. A way to shake things up a little." The room fell silent. I didn't know what unsettled me more, Claire's suggestion, or the fact that part of me didn't immediately shut it down. Maybe it was the wine, maybe the thrill of something strange and new, but against every bit of good judgment I had, I agreed. I shouldn't have. The night Sarah came over, she was dressed in Claire's clothes, mimicking her mannerisms with eerie precision. The resemblance was so strong it made my stomach twist. Claire left soon after, insisting it was all harmless. Sarah and I watched a movie, though neither of us cared about it. The air between us was thick, charged. She caught me staring more than once, each time giving a subtle, knowing smile that only fueled the tension. "This is weird, isn't it?" she whispered at one point. "But it's just fun, right? You two have always been open." I nodded, even though the pit in my stomach told me to walk away. Instead I stayed. And I let everything cross a line I swore I'd never cross. We ended up in the bedroom, and the moment the door clicked shut, reality blurred. Sarah lay there looking at me with eyes so similar to Claire's it hurt. Everything inside me was screaming that this was wrong, but the thrill, the forbidden excitement, drowned out every warning. We kissed. And in that moment, I betrayed everything I thought I understood about loyalty, boundaries, and trust. By the time Claire returned the next morning, guilt had wrapped itself around me like a choking fog. She didn't ask questions. She didn't need to. There was something in her expression, a subtle, unsettling satisfaction, that made me realize she'd expected this outcome. Maybe even wanted it. Over the next few days, the tension between us grew unbearable. We didn't speak about what happened, but it hovered constantly between us like a shadow neither of us could outrun. Every interaction with Sarah felt like I was replaying a mistake on loop, reliving something I desperately wished I could undo. Eventually Claire confronted me. Her voice was steady, her expression unreadable. "Did you enjoy it?" she asked. "Was it something you wanted?" Her words cut deeper than anything I'd ever felt. I didn't know how to explain the chaos inside me, how curiosity had twisted into temptation, and temptation had erupted into something I couldn't take back. What started as a ridiculous experiment had turned into a tangle of guilt, broken boundaries, and emotional fallout. I hadn't just crossed a line, I had erased it. And the worst part wasn't the physical act. It was realizing how easily everything we built could crumble because of one reckless decision. Claire and I eventually had to talk, really talk, about what happened, what it meant, and whether our marriage could survive it. The truth was I didn't know. Something fundamental between us had cracked. And Claire, knowingly or not, had opened a door neither of us was prepared for me to step through. Now we're left sifting through the pieces, trying to figure out what's salvageable. But deep down, I know things will never return to what they were. Some lines, once crossed, can't be redrawn. Some doors, once opened, change everything. And lying in bed that night, with the weight of everything pressing down on me, I finally understood. Some curiosities should stay unspoken. Some fantasies should stay imagined. Because once you cross certain boundaries, there's no going back. Please help to me reach 1,000 subscribers.